Hey guys, Chicky456 here with a speed paint video along with some commentary over it because I do want to kind of explain some stuff with this and whatnot. So as we all know, One Night at Flumpty's 3 has come out and it's a badass game. I really like it. So as you guys know, I did a previous speed paint for Halloween, and with that I wanted to do a redraw of the toy characters. If you guys don't know, a while back on DeviantArt, I drew toy versions. And well, I would say a lot of people, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything or sound like I'm bragging. I feel like I did somewhat become semi-famous on DeviantArt or in the fandom for my toy versions. I don't know how, but I mean, okay. That was fun. I did want to redraw the characters just because, you know, of how the big game was One Night at Flumpty's 3. But also, too, looking back on a lot of my old art, it is pretty cringy. But, I mean, the fandom and stuff was having fun with it and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, there was that. But looking at my toy versions, I do not really care for the designs at all. To me, it's just more details added onto the characters compared to what I feel like is maybe good fleshed out versions of what a toy version would be. So of course I'm like, alright, I need to redraw these. I want to make them completely different, start from scratch. To people who still like my old designs, if you still want to think those as the toys and these are just newer versions or toys 2.0, go ahead. But to me these are the newest toy versions. So we're going to start off, of course. We got Toy Flumpty and Toy Blam, which, I mean, very unoriginal. I just took Flumpty Bumpty and switched it, so his name's Bumpty Flumpty. Like, I'm sorry, how unoriginal is that? And then Birthday Boy Blam, I called him Holiday Boy Blast. Because I'm like, birthday, holiday. I decided to definitely switch that up. So I totally redesigned the Toy Flumpty version. I call him Speckle Freckles now, kind of like Flumpty Bumpty, but, you know, because he's a speckled egg. I based him off of a speckled egg instead of just the simple pure white egg. Because, I mean, making him a pink egg, I don't know, to me that's kind of stupid now. And he is speckled, but you'll also notice he is golden because it's not like he has a certain connection with the character or that he secretly is a other character. Yeah. But I switched him up. I made him look a lot more cheery. Of course, that crack in the eye isn't meant to be anything either. Still wanted to give him the bow tie. Still wanted to give him the cheeks that, like, the toy versions have. I would say I definitely love this design better compared to the toy version. I really like this one better. He comes off as more goofy and more funny to me. He comes off more like he would look harmless. And then there was definitely the fandom's favorite, which was Holiday Boy Blast. Oh gosh. That became the fandom's favorite right away, I believe, just because it was a toy version of Blam. A lot of people liked the little birthday boy. I don't blame him. I mean, he is cute and all. So I decided to go, I changed up his name, and I know people are probably going to get upset that I changed the whole head shape, but I'm thinking, again, this seems so unoriginal. It's just a square box boy head again. I need to change it up, and I really like the idea of giving him a round head. Instead, I decided to call him Holiday Teen Blast, so instead of being a boy, he's actually somewhat of a teenager age range. I know we don't exactly know how old Birthday Boy Blam is.
Boy age.
But, I mean, boy's in the name, and just seeing how he is like a little cute character, it looks like, I just always like to assume, or just think he was like a little kid, kinda. But yeah, so I really changed up his looks. I like this design actually a lot better. I went with more blue colors for him when it came to still. I wanted to still keep like the blue colors, but I changed up the cheeks. I still kept the cheeks square. Just again to change it up and not to like clash with the whole, you know, the toys having the round cheeks. I really like how this one came out. He's always carrying a little knife with him because he wants to be a badass. He thinks he's all that. Now we're on to the other two. We got Grunkfist and the Red Man. When it came to Grunkfist, I really just changed up the whole design because I do not like the old design. It's just so much details added onto like it's on his face, and I don't know. I just didn't care for the old design. So I decided to really switch it up. Instead of making him a clown, it's Ringleader Fuss. You know, instead of Grunkfist the clown, or just known as the clown. He's a ringleader. So I guess you could say maybe in this case he would actually be the leader of this group instead of Speckle Freckle. Kind of like how the whole ringleader is in charge of the circus. But yeah, I really changed up the design on this part, giving him a suit and tie. Kind of just like how the ringleader would. I still wanted to keep the top hat. I still like the idea of his skin being green and the blonde hair, the bright yellow hair. He's got a scar on his head, along too with the nose being a darker color. Overall, I would say I really like his design change overall compared to the old one. I think it looks way better. And then you have the Red Man, and of course, I mean, what's the opposite of the red? Blue. So instead, he is known as the Blue Man. Originally, the Blue Man just basically was like the Red Man again, except blue, and he didn't really have sharp pointy claws at the end. He had more roundish, like lobster looking claws. But I would say I really love how this design came out. I got rid of like the little heart marking on his head and just kept it simple with 2 stars. I made his eyes look more like he's wearing goggles, because we all know how the Red Man deals with, of course, being red, heat, lava. In this case, the Blue Man would be the opposite, which is water. You know, the coldness, the water, that kind of stuff. I like the idea of changing his arms as well. It would have just been regular claws again, but I decided to go like, no, I want to go more aqua-like, so I went with the octopus arms, which I think works way better. I gave him 4 legs. I kind of even changed up like how I drew my version of the Red Man. He's got like these little rib cages on the side. He kind of, in a sense, it looks more like a spine, like the vertebrae kind of sticking out on him. Overall, I would say I really love this design as well. I especially just love the detail of it. I even made the claws. I guess you could call it his mouth on this. I guess we could call it his mouth. I changed that up too. I just love, again, the eyes, how it looks like goggles for like when you would go swimming. And even too, again, the whole tentacle arms. I really like that. I changed up his design completely as well. I'm really happy with how that one came out. We are on our final part now, or as I like to call it, the pets of the crew. We have the beaver and the parrot, in this case. I was originally going to change up the beaver, like the whole animal. I was going to make him an otter, or then I was thinking too maybe a squirrel. But in the end, I think I just still like the whole idea was the beaver. I mean, the original one was pretty cute, and I just wanted to keep it as the beaver. So not much really changed with this character at all, besides maybe fluffing up his hair more and the tail change. I kept a little heart on the side of his butt. Like a My Little Pony cutie mark. I thought that was cute. I almost forgot about that until I seen another artwork of mine. I changed up the name to Logs. Instead of calling him Toy Beaver or Mr. Beeve, I called him. I just thought that was kind of stupid. But I thought Logs would have been cuter. Because, you know, beavers like to chew on wood and all that and make dams. I changed up the collar colors, but overall, not much really changed with him. Again, I gave him like this cute little, the cutesy big eyes. Like, he looks like he means no harm. But yeah, overall, I would say for him, I couldn't really think of anything different. I kind of maybe wish I went with the squirrel idea, but you know, I like it overall. The beaver, I think he looks cute like this. I wanted to go with a different bird type when it came to the owl. And of course, you know, the parrot. The only thing that really changed was maybe a few colors along with removing the bow. But other than that, pretty much nothing else changed with the parrot. I couldn't really think of anything different to add on or anything. I mean, besides the fact that it's a whole different animal compared to the owl. And again, I kept the name the same, the parrot. I mean, the owl, the parrot, they're two different birds. The name wouldn't matter. And then we're on to the toy eyesaur version. Now, originally, I remember when Jonochrome was saying how the whole pun of the eyesaur. When I first thought of that, I thought like it would be a T-Rex with just a bunch of eyes. I don't know why I began to think that, but then I'm like, hey, I can kind of use that idea. I can kind of use that idea I had in my head. I'll make it into the toy version. The toy version is basically what I thought was going to be the eyesaur. Again, not much changed at all with this design. There was nothing else I could really do to change it up. I just basically kept everything the same. Because he didn't have much details to him, and I really liked the whole idea of this kind of version of the eyesaur. The only difference is, of course, the name. Originally I think it was just T-Rex, but I decided to make it T-Rexy. Again, to make it all cute, because they're supposed to be like innocent looking toys and characters. They're not supposed to be scary, when deep down they are evil. But yeah, I would say I really love how he came out too. It came out really good in my case. The eyes were a pain. Once I realized like how I'm gonna have to do the eyes, I'm like, ah, crap. That's a lot of eyes. Alright guys, to sum up this video, overall I'd say I really do like these redesigns a lot better compared to the old ones. I really do. I will link down below Jonochrome all the commentary videos he's done on the first game, the second game, and he even did one about the third game. And overall, I would say he is pretty much done with Flumpty. He said how, you know, people look to their OCs as their kids or their children. They really like them. He didn't really have a connection like that with Flumpty. They were just cartoon characters he and his friends thought up of for like a silly webcomic. And he just doesn't want to be known as the guy who made One Night at Flumpty's. He wants to go ahead and work on other things. What I'm just trying to get at is don't go asking him for a fourth game or, you know, asking for lore of these characters. He even made a whole video where he explained that there's really no lore behind these characters. I'll put that video down in the description too. He said you could make lore or backstories for them. He doesn't mind that. But anyways, I digress. Getting back to the point of the toy redesigns, overall, I'm really happy with how they came out. Maybe I'll rewrite the stories. I would like to kind of do that, along with maybe fixing up the old art I had of like the battle scenes with them, all that kind of stuff. So maybe that'll be done in the future. Even I don't really know what's next ahead. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for those who enjoyed my Flumpty content as well. And have a good day.